Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to be walking through the tax tracker in Google Sheets and Excel. If you've already purchased this template, thank you so much for your order. And if you've stumbled across this video and you're looking for a way to track your tax deductions, feel free to check out the link below in the comments to the Etsy listing and purchase the template to follow along. I'm going to be starting off in Google Sheets, and then later in the video, I will hop over to Excel and walk through just a couple differences between the two platforms. But in Google Sheets, this dashboard that you're looking at right here is going to be the first place that you land. This is an automatic dashboard, so everything is calculated behind the scenes for you, including your countdown to tax day, your total deductions, mileage, receipts counter, and then all of the graphs and charts as well. So hopping over to the tax tracker, this is actually what populates the dashboard. So you're going to want to start off here. For the sake of this video, I have a bunch populated. Yours is going to look blank. So feel free to start populating your tax deductions. The first column is going to be just the number. Feel free to just leave that. It goes all the way down to 999, which that should do it. So feel free to just find an empty row and use that to populate your deductions. The next column is going to be the description. This can be super brief or it can be a little bit lengthy. Feel free to expand column C as you need and you see fit. The next category or the next column is going to be category. I do have a couple different common categories in here for the sake of example. I do want to say that I would look at the IRS's website just to take a look at your personal tax situation. These deductions could change on a yearly basis, so check out their website to see deductible expenses and then consult a tax professional before filing your taxes to make sure that you're deducting what's appropriate based on your current situation. So if you want to go ahead and edit this list, you can click the edit button in Google Sheets. I have an item in here, but just for the sake of the example, let me go ahead and add that back in just so I can walk you through that. Feel free to change colors or even reword what I have in there. And then once all of your edits are finalized, go ahead and click the done button. This screen's going to pop up and you want to click apply to all. And that is basically going to update all of the drop-down menus to include any of the changes that you just made to D4. So that's how to handle the tax category column. The next category or the next column is going to be the date, amount, and mileage. The amount is going to be basically your transaction amount total for this individual deduction. Mileage isn't going to always pertain to everyone, but if it does pertain to you, feel free to track it there. If not, leave it blank, and that's totally fine. And then I do have an additional notes section as well. This can either be notes for yourself, or this could be notes that you want to share with your CPA when you're actually submitting your expenses over to him or her. So feel free to populate that column as well. The receipt link column. So since we're in Google Sheets, you can feel free to upload your images to Google Drive if that works well for you. And then you can just go ahead and link over to the image on Google Drive. Once you have added the link for your receipt, go ahead and click this little checkbox. And as you do that, just for the sake of example, I'm going to click 4 of these. You're going to see that they automatically update the dashboard over here in terms of receipts captured versus receipts that you're waiting on. So I'll uncheck those for the sake of example. So that is Google Sheets. I am going to bring up Excel now for you as well. So the dashboard is where you're going to land in Excel. First, all of this is automatic as well. The charts automatically update, deductions, receipts, all of that is the same. The tax tracker is, we have a couple differences here. So you do still have the categories with the drop-down menu, but if you want to make any changes to these categories, it's going to be slightly different than Google Sheets. You're going to want to put your mouse in D4 and then basically drag with your mouse all the way to the bottom of the sheet here, all the way down to D999. Go ahead and click on data in the ribbon at the top and data validation. This is going to open up this screen for you, and it's just going to include all of the current categories. And then you can also scroll to the very end if you would like, and you can add a comma, no space, and then you would basically type in your next category. You would hit OK. And then what that's going to do is it's going to add that item not only to D4, but it's going to update all of your other drop downs in this column as well, which is great. You can also, if you want to color coordinate, that's all customizable. Feel free to come in here and use the paint bucket and add some colors if that's helpful for you. I'm a color person, so that's all customizable for you as well. The date column, amount, and mileage, that all works the same. Additional notes, again, feel free to drag the width of that as you need. And then the receipt link. So you have a couple different options here. You might be using Google Docs. If you are, feel free to add in a link to your Google Docs. But I know a lot of Excel users, if they're on Microsoft 365, they use either OneDrive or SharePoint, and you might have the files stored there. Feel free to copy the link to your actual receipt and then just drop it right in here. And that would be a good way to track. You can also use Dropbox, and I know that there's a number of other cloud storage platforms out there. So feel free to drop in your link in this column as well. And then the last column is going to be your receipt. So once you do get your receipt, instead of a check, you are just going to put an X. So you'll just type in a capital X, you'll push enter, and then that is going to basically check off your receipt. As you do that, you'll see that your receipts on the dashboard are automatically updated for you as well. So one thing I want to walk through as well here. So say I want to use item 7, and I'm just going to remove the colors on these. So say I want to add item 7. Hopping over to the dashboard, you are going to see that these charts automatically update for you as well. If you ever want to edit the charts, edit the colors or anything like that, you would come in here and click Select Data. And it's actually going to pull in over here your different options that you have here as well. So you're going to see a couple are left blank, but as you add more items, more categories, or you reduce categories, you can basically come in here and check or uncheck the ones that you need on your chart. So say you have, 9 categories and you're not seeing them populate on the chart, I would recommend going into the select data in the chart and just kind of checking out that as well. And then the same is going to apply to these deduction totals. You're going to want to do the same thing if you added a new category. Again, right click, select data, and then you can kind of come in here and just make sure that everything is checked that you need to populate the chart as well. So that sums up Excel as well as Google Sheets. I hope this is super helpful for you throughout tax season. Thank you again for your order, and I will see you in the next video.